Boy, the touch bar on those new MacBook Pros sure is innovative, huh? Well, what if I told you that HP put a touch bar on this laptop nearly a decade before Apple put it on their MacBooks? Well, don't let me tell you, let me show you. Hello everyone, this is the CRT Productions and this is the HP Compaq 8710W mobile workstation from June 2007 and, well, I'll cut right to the chase. It has a touch bar. Now it may be a little bit less functional than Apple's touch bar on their 2016 to 2021 model MacBook Pro laptops, but it's there. HP did it first, and we're going to take a look at it in this video and see how this laptop performs in 2021. So as I said, this laptop was introduced in June 2007, nearly a decade before the 2016 MacBook Pro. This was HP's top-of-the-line business offering for 2007, and it has many of the features you would have expected of a high-end business notebook in 2007, including a fingerprint sensor, a large 17-inch non-glossy display, which I like very much, a ambient light sensor, which automatically dims or brightens the display depending on the ambient lighting conditions, as well as multiple mouse inputs, a track point and a track pad, which I find both of them to be very nice to use. So here's the laptop's ever popular touch bar. It goes from the power button all the way over to the right side of the laptop, and it basically just has a few quick launch buttons, as they call it. There's actually a special software you can install called HP Quick Launch Buttons, which control all this stuff. It has a information button, which just pulls up system information. I'll show you that in just a second. It has a toggle for Wi-Fi, which I can turn off right now, and it's just, yeah, I'm not connected to Wi-Fi, so touch it again, and it comes back on. It has a presentation button, and you can basically assign that to open any program. It's designed obviously to open up probably PowerPoint or some sort of presentation software. There it was connected to Wi-Fi again, not connecting but turning it on. This is indicators for caps lock and num lock. I can turn those off, turn them back on, and there you go. It has a mute button, mutes your volume, obviously, and it has these, which you can turn the volume down or up, and it also has a button for the calculator, which if you press it, it opens up the calculator on Windows, and that can be quite a bit of fun right there. This laptop does have a numericals pad, so that's always nice for using your calculator and doing your stuff with that. Yeah. So I'll demonstrate those two quick launch buttons really quick again. This is system information. I haven't even really seen what this shows. Just shows some very basic information. Product name, HP Compaq 8710W. RAM, keyboard revision. I don't know. There's my serial number, so I don't know whatever that means. And then there's the presentation button, which right now just brings up this presentation settings window, and you can basically browse and pick any program you want that button to open. And then it also has settings for your display, so you can set it up to go to a certain display or whatever. So it's kind of an interesting little thing. I don't know how many people actually used that back in the day, but you know. Mine is just about all original. It has been upgraded to the maximum of 4 gigabytes of RAM, but it still has its original Core 2 Duo T9300, the Quadro FX 1600M graphics card, as well as Windows Vista and the original 160 gigabyte hard drive. So whenever you see me demonstrating something on Windows Vista, this is as close to the original 2008 experience you would have gotten with this laptop. Well, while we're on topic of specifications, why don't we dive a little bit deeper? Alright, so we'll take a look at some specifications, and well, what better place to get them from than HP themselves. So you'll see it was offered with a number of processors, from the T7100 up to the T9500. Mine, of course, has the second highest option there, T9300. 2 gigabytes or 1 gigabyte of DDR2, upgradable to 4 gigabytes. It was also offered with a wide range of hard drive sizes from 80 to 160. Mine originally had a 160 gigabyte 7200 RPM drive, which is what I'm using right now. It's also offered with a number of different types of drives, disk drives that is, DVD, CDRW, etc. Mine has the LightScribe DVD Plus / minus RW Super Multi with double layer, also known as a DVD drive. But it was also offered with a Blu-ray player, which is arguably even less useful. So it has a 17-inch WSXGA Plus display, which is 1680 by 1050, which is quite a left field screen resolution, but it was also offered with a 1920 by 1200 display, which I think is WUXGA. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff, but I believe that's it. It was only offered with the FX 1600M graphics card, 512 megabytes of dedicated video memory. It is 7.5 pounds, and it is Energy Star qualified. Apparently it wasn't Energy Star approved, just qualified. So around the left side we have the Kensington lock, the CPU vent, power connector, HDMI output, VGA output, 2 USB 2.0 ports, a FireWire port, and a PC card slot. Around the front it has 2 quite nice speakers. And an SD Memory Stick Pro multimedia card and XD card multi-card reader. Over on the right side it has the headphone and microphone jacks, 4 more USB 2.0 ports, the LightScribe DVD Plus minus RW Super Multi with double layer drive, and a 56K modem and Ethernet. And on the back it just has the battery and the CPU vent. The bottom of the laptop is very businessy, which is not a very business-like term to use, but I'm going to use it anyway. It has a bunch of rubber feet on it, which I like quite a bit. Yeah, everything's pretty easily accessible. The RAM, the CMOS battery, and the hard drive. And for some reason, everything about this laptop is HP, even down to the HP 3D Drive Guard, also known as the hard drive caddy. Well, by now we know just about everything we needed or wanted to know about this laptop, so what can it do? So as you can see here, we have 2 different mouse inputs. We have a touchpad. Touchpad is pretty good. It has a side-scrolling thingy-bob there, whatever you call that, and has 3 buttons on the trackpad, which is a little kind of unusual. It has 2 middle mouse buttons, which is, it's a little unusual for a laptop, but that's alright with me. Also has the track point, as we explored in my previous video, playing Counter-Strike with a track point, which is always fun. But on the Welcome Center of Windows Vista, here we can see that the laptop has a Core 2 Duo T9300 2.5 GHz, 4 GB of RAM, and a Quadro FX 1600M. These are all original specifications, and I'm also running Windows Vista right now on the original 160 GB hard drive. So, as far as using the laptop, just general usage, using apps, different apps as the kids call them these days, we can open up, I don't know, Firefox, That opens up pretty quick. We can open up Word 2007. That works just fine. We can open a VLC media player, why not? Open up MyPal right quick. And there's MyPal. I'm not connected to the internet, so it's not going to pull up anything. And we can open this PowerDirector 14 video editing program. And it opens up pretty darn quickly. So just generally getting around the computer is pretty nice. Come over here, I can open up Discord. Not really, because that's just an internet shortcut, and I'm not connected to the internet, as I said previously. But anyway, yeah, just generally using this laptop is a breeze. It works very quickly, and and another thing that I really enjoy about this laptop, the keyboard. So as I always say in these videos, I'm not much of a gamer myself, but I know people like to see what the gaming potential is of these laptops, especially considering this one has a dedicated NVIDIA Quadro graphics card. So I took a look at a very few games just to give you a rough idea of what it's like to play games on this laptop, but I'll say right now, it's not too great. This is not a gaming laptop after all. It was meant to do what business people did with Workstation computers in 2008. So, well, let's take a look at a few games anyway. I started out with Counter-Strike Source, which I always do with these older laptops. It's a decent point of reference. And it was a perfectly fine experience, obviously. I was averaging anywhere from 60 to 80 FPS, depending on where I was on the map and how many people were on my screen. Which was usually not too many because they were gone pretty quickly once they entered my screen. I also wanted to try Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and as you can see on the screen right now, it was not a playable experience, unfortunately. It had the lowest possible settings. I was getting about 15 frames per second at best, so that game's become a lot more difficult to run recently. And recently as in the last couple of years, but it's not playable on this computer, unfortunately. But I also tried Farming Simulator 13, and I think that's what everybody came here to see. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting one of these, the biggest question you're probably going to have is which operating system should you go with? Now, of course, a lot of people would say Linux, and that'll work great on this laptop, probably better than any version of Windows. But if you want to go with Windows or need to go with Windows, I would recommend Windows 7 personally. You could go with Windows Vista for the originality aspect. It has the Windows Vista sticker on it, of course. You could go with Windows 10 for the modern aspect, but I've used Windows 10 on this laptop for a couple months now, and it works. It works pretty decently. As far as performance is concerned, it's fast, but it's just been a little bit buggy. And I'm not sure if it's just driver issues or not. But for example, one time I started up and the screen resolution was 800 by 600, and I had no option to change it in the display settings, so I had to go in and manually type out the actual resolution of the display in NVIDIA's program. So that was weird, and just little things here and there. It's just a little bit buggy and not a great experience. That's why I would recommend Windows 7. I did install Windows 7 on this to test the video games because I tried to do that on Windows 10 and it wouldn't work. So I was only able to do that in Windows 7, so certainly if you're thinking about getting this to play some older video games on, get Windows 7. Otherwise, Windows 10 you might get away with, but you might run into some problems here and there. But anyway, I thank you for watching this video. Subscribe for more laptop showcase videos, and stay safe out there.